Well, if your child plays sports, you know a lot of the lessons they learn on the field can also help them off of the field. Former UT basketball player turned coach Ashley Roberts is here to talk about some of those lessons. Ashley, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about your career. So you used to play sports at UT.
Yes.
And then started coaching.
Yes.
And how is that going for you?
It's been great. So once I finished at UT, I actually went into middle school. I thought I wanted to be a grad assistant, so I was like, I'm gonna get a middle school job, I'll start there, and that kind of spiraled everything. So I was at the middle school for a year. Once I finished that, I got the high school job at Cedar Creek High School. So I was the head varsity coach there for 2 years, and then I thought I wanted to do something bigger. So I actually resigned, and then I went into starting my own. I started training, started my own teams, and that went into my business, Competitive Edge.
And so you specifically focus on young girls, and
Yes.
why do you feel like it's important to cultivate and build these lessons and these skills in young women?
I think our girls are left out a lot. I think with boys, it's okay, we're gonna go to the NBA, we can do this. Girls, it's like, a lot of girls don't wanna go to the WNBA, and some do, but the chances are slim. So I wanted to really focus on young girls to show that you can play basketball and be an entrepreneur. You can play basketball and be a doctor. You can play basketball and do whatever it is that you want to do, instilling that in the young girls.
And what are some of the lessons that you feel like you learn, you know, early on in basketball or whenever through sports that cultivate and really refine those skills that can be used outside of basketball?
Oh my gosh, communication, that's big. I am always like, I need to be a better communicator, and I think playing sports, it forces you to do that because you're always talking, especially basketball, you have to talk nonstop. So I'll say communication, preparation, being prepared for things, sacrifice, time management. There's a lot of skills that we learn in sports that helps you out of sport.
In fact, you wrote an entire book about this
Yes.
very subject to help people kind of, and athletes learn to transition, right? Tell us about your book. It's called Changing Lanes.
Yes, so it's called Changing Lanes, Using Sports as a Vehicle to Drive Success on and off the court. And it kind of talks about what we just talked about. It's 3 parts. Part 1 is why sports is important. Being healthy, free education, staying out of trouble, things like that. Part 2 is skills, communication, preparation, time management. We kind of talk about all of that that helps you in sport, that can help you out of sport. And then part 3, I actually have some cool interviews from a lot of UT coaches. They kind of talk about the importance of sports and how athletes use it to help to their benefit. And I have some former players. AJ Abrams is in my book. Mark Henry is in my book. Kat Osterman is in my book. They talk about how sports helped them when they were playing and how it's helping them in their role.
And now one of the things I think is really interesting is for parents who say, okay, I want to get my daughter involved in sports, but she's never played before, she doesn't know a lot. You actually host camps and things like that around Austin. In fact, you have one coming up that's free for girls to attend.
Yes, so I have a free camp this weekend. Unfortunately, it's sold out.
Just sold out.
It's sold out, yes. I probably should have opened it to more than 50, but I cut it off at 50. I'll have it every year, so I have a back to school camp, and I love doing this because I'm able to give back. I do school supplies. I get the kids in the gym one last time before school starts, and we just have a good time. But if anyone wants to come to the signing, the clinic, I have a book signing after it from 12 to 2. I'll be selling the books. But yes, I do a lot of camps, clinics. I have my own organization with teams. Girls, only girls. If anyone's looking for a team, I would love for them to reach out because we're always looking for young girls.
Fantastic. And what's the website where people can get all your information?
cebasketball.org.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashley, for being here with us today. If any of you guys missed any of this information and want to rewatch it, we're going to upload this interview onto KVUE.com right after the newscast. We'll be right back.